Hey everybody, it's Reckless, and welcome to Breaking the Fourth Wall. So today I wanted to talk about the key bindings I'm going to use for Destiny 2 using a mechanical keyboard and mouse on a console. Now, I have a PS4 Pro, so that is what I'm going to be using as an example, but the same will also work for an Xbox One as well as probably the Scorpio. Also, for the record, using a keyboard and mouse on a console is not illegal. Both Sony and Microsoft allow it. I will be using a Corsair K95 Platinum RGB keyboard as well as a Corsair Scimitar RGB mouse. I love RGB. It's awesome. In my opinion, mechanical keyboards are the best for gaming, even on a console. I did a previous video on that and you could check that out in the description. However, I did not know that there was so much hate in the console community for people wanting to use a keyboard and mouse on a console. I mean, I was getting straight hate mail on forums as well as some Facebook groups for it. A few people even said that, hey, if you wanted to use a keyboard and mouse, then you should just go play on PC, man. Well, wah. That's not the point. People want to get the exclusivity on the PS4 and still use a keyboard and mouse. I mean, you can't hate on them for that. Shout out to all my haters though. Yes, keyboards give you an advantage over a controller, but not anyone is going to spend the extra $200 to $300 on all of the equipment in order to use them. You need a keyboard and mouse, but you also need to buy a third-party equipment that will allow you to use them on a console. But it's still not right to be calling people scumbags or scrubs just because they like to use a keyboard and mouse on a console. It really is. It's really disrespectful and it's really not needed in the community. Anyway, let's talk about my keyboard layout I want to use for Destiny 2. So, given that I have an MMO as well as FPS background on the PC, when trying to mimic the key bindings that Bungie had at the Destiny 2 gameplay reveal that you see on the screen right now, my keyboard felt really weird and almost straining on my fingers. So, first off, I want all the primary key functions to be accessible with my left hand without taking my hand off the movement keys. In order to do this, I need to change a couple of things. So, let's start with the movement keys. Everything is the same except for the forward key. I don't ever walk in PC games no matter what game it is. I always run, so my W key will switch to sprint if sprint is its own forward movement sprint key and doesn't rely on the forward movement key individually. But if it does, then both the forward movement key as well as the sprint key will remain the same. My grenade and melee are the same keys, which is Q and E, but my class ability will be changed to the R key just to keep them all in line. My reload key will be the caps lock on the left side of the keyboard, that way my pinky is always on it. My weapon selection has been moved one number over to the right, so my kinetic weapon is number 2, my energy weapon is number 3, and my power weapon will be number 4. The character menu is being moved to G4 as well as when we summon our ghost will be G5. F2 and F3 are alternates if you don't have any macro keys. Crouch and slide is also being moved to the Alt button on the left side of the spacebar looking down at the keyboard. My super, the Phoenix dive for the Dawnblade Warlock, and my highlight player keys will remain the same, but the V key is my new interact key. My spacebar is still my jump, and with this layout my left hand should barely move off of the left side of the keyboard. This layout makes it so not one finger moves more than 2 keys to the closest key to its destination. For example, if I have my movement keys, I don't have to move more than 2 keys to get to a different key, which is awesome. The arrow keys will still be my emotes, unless I can map the emotes to the macro keys on the mouse. If I can remap the keys, then 7, 8, 10, and 11 will be for my emotes. Aiming and fire my weapon will be the same, but as for the mouse wheel, it will stay as switching from my kinetic weapon to my energy weapon. But if I can change it, I will change it to if I press my mouse wheel to switch to my power weapon, then I will completely use that instead of the number keys on the keyboard. If I can't do that, then I will match them to the same numbers on the mouse instead of using the wheel. Now, all of this will be subject to change by the time that Destiny 2 is released in September. However, I will try these key bindings during the Destiny 2 beta and see how I like them. If I do like them, then I will keep them as is. If not, I will make another video of the switches that I make and why I make them. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, share it if you felt it was helpful, subscribe and turn on your notifications in order to keep up to date with all of my videos. Thank you guys for all of your support. Feedback in the comments definitely helps the channel to grow. I'm Reckless, and remember, own your success, and I will see you guys next time.